If filing taxes feels overwhelming, a big part of that confusion usually comes from one thing: IRS schedules. So today I'm going to walk you through every major IRS schedule, what each one is for, and how to know whether you need it. No jargon, just simple explanations. Schedule A, Itemized Deductions. When you need it, use Schedule A if you itemize instead of taking the standard deduction. Common items include medical expenses, mortgage interest, state-local taxes, and charitable donations. Important fact, most people don't itemize because the standard deduction is usually higher. Schedule B, Interest and Dividends. When you need it, if you earned more than $1,500 in interest or dividends or have foreign bank accounts. Important fact, this form also asks about foreign financial assets and accounts, FBAR related questions. Schedule C, Business Income, self-employed sole proprietors. When you need it, if you freelance, gig work, or run a small business. Important fact, this is where you report business expenses and profit loss. Uber, DoorDash, Etsy sellers, consultants, all here. Schedule D, Capital Gains and Losses. When you need it, for selling stocks, crypto, real estate, or other investments. Important fact, must be paired with Form 8949 when you trade a lot or have brokerage statements. Schedule E, Rental, Royalties, Partnerships, S-Corps, Trusts. When you need it, if you have rental properties, royalties, pass-through income, K-1s. Important fact, a very common schedule for real estate investors. Schedule F, Farming Income. When you need it, if you earn money from farming operations, crops, livestock. Important fact, farmers get special rules for depreciation and losses. Schedule H, Household Employment Taxes. When you need it, if you hire household workers like a nanny or caregiver. Important fact, paying a nanny under the table is illegal. This schedule calculates your required taxes. Schedule J, Income, averaging for farmers and fishermen. When you need it, if income varies year to year and you're in farming or fishing. Important fact, helps reduce taxes by spreading income over 3 years. Schedule R, Credit for the elderly or disabled. When you need it, if you're over 65 or permanently disabled and have low to moderate income. Important fact, one of the few credits still tied to age and disability. Schedule SE, Self-Employment Tax. When you need it, if you earn $400 or more from self-employment. Important fact, this calculates Social Security and Medicare tax for freelancers. Additional schedules, 1040 Schedules 1 to 3. These are attached to Form 1040, but aren't letter schedules, they're numbered. Schedule 1, Additional Income and Adjustments, includes unemployment income, gambling winnings, rental income, summary. Student loan interest deduction. Important fact, this is the catch-all schedule. Schedule 2, Additional Taxes, includes AMT, Alternative Minimum Tax, repayment of excess premium tax credit. Important fact, used when your tax is more complicated than the standard 1040 calculation. Schedule 3, Additional Credits and Payments, includes education credits, foreign tax credit, child care credit. Important fact, most refundable or non-refundable credits live here. Less common but still important IRS schedules. Schedule K-1, from partnerships, S-Corps, estates, trusts. When you get it, if you're an owner or partner in a pass-through entity. Important fact, you don't fill this out, you receive it from the business. Schedule 8812, Additional Child Tax Credit. When you need it, to claim refundable portions of the child tax credit. Important fact, used when part of the credit exceeds your tax liability. Schedule LEP, Limited English Proficiency. When you need it, to request IRS contact in another language. Important fact, optional, often overlooked. Schedule 2441, Child and Dependent Care Expenses. When you need it, if you pay for daycare so you can work. Important fact, must include provider's EIN or SSN. Schedule EIC, Earned Income Credit. When you need it, if you qualify for the Earned Income Credit and have a qualifying child. Important fact, helps verify dependent and income details. Schedule 8867, Paid Preparer Due Diligence. When used, your tax preparer must file this if you claim EIC, CTC, AOTC, or head of household. Important fact, used to prevent fraud. You don't file it, your preparer does. Schedule 8949, Sales and Capital Transactions. When you need it, if you sold stocks, crypto, or property and need transaction-by-transaction details. Important fact, support Schedule D. And that's your full easy walkthrough of the most common IRS schedules. If you want more simple breakdowns of tax and accounting topics, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments.